Gonna try this again. Hey everybody, I haven't seen you for a little while, and occasionally I try to do a video because several of you have mentioned it's easier to hear me than read technical posts because you have a limited understanding of the actual astrology on it. So I wanted to start today with a quote that I read this morning that was shared by Aaron Stark, actually originating from Quentin Q. Reeves. What if we are a simulation and our birth charts are the coding for our characters? What if we are a simulation? Is that backward? Could be. And our birth charts are the coding for our characters. Could be backward. It looked backward when I showed you. Here's the thing. You hear me lean on perspective a lot. This has been a theme of my life. Many years ago, when I spent time in flotation tanks in the 70s, one of the biggest lessons I came away with was seeing situations in my life like a children's game. In the 60s, there were color forms, which were these little flat pieces representing people or items, and we'd stick them on a board, and then you could remove them and move them. When I started to see people in situations in that perspective, it started to become a tool for me of how I could move things around in my mental structure. And even though there are times of great emotion in the cycles we go through as human beings, where I had more of an ability to put things aside while I was still feeling the experience. I bring this up for a few reasons. With even though we're in this time where we can get a lot accomplished and great things done, and that's definitely indicative of the energy moving forward as opposed to what was going on in July, for instance. Yeah, congratulations, we've made it through most of the summer. Today, the moon is in Cancer, and we've already experienced moon oppose Saturn in Capricorn today, which may have brought some seriousness or critical thinking, I'm going to say, because of all the Virgo planets into us. And you feel it emotionally because the moon's in Cancer, which is one of the more sensitive placements. So the moon is probably now close enough to be connected to the nodes, North and South node in North in Cancer, South in Capricorn. Let's see where they are now. Moon's at 16. The nodes are at 16. So we're exact right now. This is from astro.com. It's great, great, great available reference point. Lots of free resources. Okay, so we're in this really karmic time. Every time the moon accesses the points that pull in this Saturn, Pluto in Capricorn with the nodes, it's a trigger to the deeper layer of what's going on right now in the world on planet Earth. So it's on the way to oppose Pluto. So moon opposed Pluto. There's a deep well inside of us at a personal level. So there might be some more emotional stuff coming up later today. Could be manifesting in a few ways if you have learned to process this stuff quicker. And I've been eating sweets today. That's I usually have a little more self-control than that. That's beside the point. I'm really excited about the potential of what's going on right now and the bigger picture. And that even though my doggy Wolf is snoring on the floor, if you hear him, even though Jupiter's already gone direct, hasn't moved off of 14 degrees. The magic about Jupiter sitting on 14 degrees Sagittarius is that's the point of the great attractor. If you look at these points, the great attractor in comparison to the galactic center is like the Titanic behind a canoe on the ocean. The galactic center is what I consider the God point. It's the center of the Milky Way. So as much depth as available from the galactic center point, the great attractor is incomprehensible beyond that. So Jupiter's been sitting at 14 degrees on the great attractor. The same day of the new moon on Friday, Jupiter's finally going to move to 15 degrees. Finally, there's some movement in the bigger story. So we're amping up to see the story unfolding that 2020 is going to be about. In the meantime, it's the time to move forward with your plans, to get an outline of how you're going to make it happen, because there's great potential right now to make these things happen. And if you're having a day where you're feeling a little more emotionally off your center, just know that that's part of the cycles. This is the perspective thing again. The good and the bad, whether it's long-term or short-term. If it's been fantastic for you, you're still going to go through a time where it doesn't feel so fantastic. It's how we process things as humans. If it's been not so fantastic, it's not forever. But you can't expect things to ever be what you think are normal or the same, because it's just not in the cards right now. That is all I'm going to say for right now. I'm going to thank you so much for spending your time with me. If you're interested in a personal consultation, my webpage is planetearthastrology.com, and I will look forward to seeing you next time.